from all the advocacy videos that you did produce, what did you feel like were the effects? Like, how were you able to change the conversation through what you were doing? Because I think that's something people are really interested in. Is it possible to change the conversation?
Oh, I really believe that. I mean, I think that, you know, one of the largest things, and people don't really think about this, is just even the process of making the video. It invests so many people. People get drawn into creating the video itself. You know, it's like all the participants are vested, and they all have family who are now vested because they have somebody in it, and right. So it connects people. Just the process of making it is powerful, right?
Yeah.
And then you have this articulate way of presenting information, and to people who are, you know, often my audience is decision makers. Mm-hmm. Right, or I mean, you know, it's like where we're going for is decision makers, or people who can then come on board to be advocates to their decision makers about issues. Some of it's, you know, some of the things that I've done is preservation of history. It was interesting because we did a video on the local power plant that was in operation over 100 years ago. Durango was electrified by the turn of the century.
Wow.
Like the city proper.
Which was huge.
And that building, right, which has some unique architectural features, right, that's in the city, they were ready to tear it down. And now,
something worth preserving.
Now it's like money's been invested. It's, you know, it's like basically the structure of the building is intact, and they're raising money to make it a discovery museum for
which is so
kids
cool.
and adults. And,
and you feel like you were really a part of focusing that attention there.
And you know, advocacy video is it's a wonderful way to be engaged in the community. And
an incredible tool, I think, that can really accomplish a lot.
Especially, but you've got to have that distribution component. I think, you know, community television is a great resource.
Definitely. I'm just curious what you think about the whole YouTube thing now, because I've just been trying to kind of figure out what's going to happen with this, and there's a huge distribution possibility.
YouTube, you know, I think it's great. I like the grassroots, you know,
it's a free-for-all.
Nature of it, the accessibility, you know, it's like, I mean, I think it's a really great thing. I mean, we just have to be very aware that right now it's a very open forum. Right. And that's one of the things that's very fabulous
and that's something to protect, because as that slips away, it's going to become someone telling us what we can see and what we can't.
Right. It's going to become the commercial advertising
empire.
Exactly.
Big time. Yeah. How do you feel like women in particular can really engage with video? And how do you feel like it's impacted you as a woman?
You know, what's interesting in some ways to me, it's like, you know, I've worked with in some ways more women at DCAT who aren't comfortable with the technology but are so impassioned with what they want to say that they work through it, and it's very, very inspiring. Wow. You know, the technology, and what I say to people is, you can do this, right? You absolutely can do this. It's like driving a car. It's like you can't just jump in and drive it, but you can get there, and it's not, and then it becomes routine. Then you're comfortable with it. And right, really, it's like, let the message move you. Let the message, you know, it's like, if you have something to say, it's like, we'll figure out how to say it. It's like,
we can teach you how to use the medium. It's like putting pen to paper kind of thing.
It's a button. It's a, you know, it's a tool.
So I just turned off the camera, and you were saying all this stuff that I was so excited about
right, typical interview.
Totally happens when the camera goes off.
I mean, we're talking about the male-female thing. And so
as a group of women, you approached
the three of us, right? We're starting this nonprofit. Right? And so we went and talked to all the, and they were all guys. Who were doing commercial video in our town. And with the exception of one, they were very negative, very discouraging, and
thought you couldn't do it.
Occasionally surly.
Right.
And the irony in some ways is that you know, it's like, we wanted to pursue the stuff that's worth doing. That you could put your heart into it. And here are these guys who, you know, it's like, you know, I think their mindset was like, you know, the reality is you know, it's like, if you do this, you have to do it for money. That means commercial work, and
that means
how excited can you get doing like commercials for the car company, or whatever. And so, you know, I just think that there's a way where, as guys, they didn't feel like they could pursue the ideal. As women, there's a way where it's like we were pursuing the dream, doing what mattered with this work, with this tool, and trying to, you know, make it a viable, you know, financial prospect, which has always been a struggle. But nonetheless, like, you know, you know, you could say like, well, there's, you know, the male, female, where it's like we're underrepresented, but in some ways we were free to pursue
to
what
pursue
mattered.
the dream that maybe lured all those guys there was
Exactly.
video that makes a difference.
Exactly.
And yet,
I mean, in some ways, I have some sympathy for these guys who gave up, who never even imagined what was possible because it just didn't seem realistic.
right, exactly. And that you were able to go out and try and make the videos that you thought were really inspiring, that
Right.
weren't the commercial work,
Right.
that kept you going,
Exactly.
and
I mean,
that was possible.
could never have pursued video, so like
Right.
I just wouldn't have been interested.
Right, like Ivory Soap commercials, or save the power plant in historic Durango. What are you gonna do?
Exactly. So I mean, that's an interesting kind of male-female split too. Is that in some ways that I don't know how to say marginalization means there's some freedom to say like what the heck.
That we have a big opportunity here. Like we can kind of
I'll just go after my dream and
Yeah.
struggle and whatever.
exactly,
You know.
exactly.